Hello world, I'm Chris Pirillo, and you're watching another edition of CPU, or Chris Pirillo, you decide whatever the U is short for, because the only U I really care about is you. You might have spied this new wearable on my wrist. It's because I just put it on before streaming this video live onto YouTube. But I'm not going to be talking about wearables today. In fact, I'm going to be talking about something that you'd probably never wear. And even if you tried, it would look really strange. QNAP sent me their TurboNAS TS-251, perfect for high-performance home or small office home office NAS. Do you NAS? That's network attached storage. Think of something like this as your own personal cloud. I mean, when you're at home or potentially when you're away, depending on the features of your particular device. And like many options out there, this will help you back up, organize, and share your media files on a personal cloud, play your media files on an HDTV, or potentially stream them to multiple devices. This is DLNA enabled and will support AirPlay as well. And it acts as a Plex server? Now that's not an option you see on every NAS device. What it seems to be is one of the better media serving options you might be able to pick up for your home or home office. Indeed, it's a personal cloud available from anywhere, which is a big deal, especially if you don't necessarily trust the public cloud. You know, the services that you've likely already signed up for and have been placing files into. Do you trust those companies? QNAP has dedicated mobile apps for you, a file sharing and backup center, home media server, on-the-fly transcoding for the media, and I can't even express just how important that is, because this is the biggest issue some people have when they have media that they're storing somewhere on their home network. You've got to transcode it so that the devices that you intend on viewing those media files through can actually view or hear the media files that you're trying to play back. With this, you've pretty much got every angle covered. And for those who like Dropbox, it's got Dropbox-like file synchronization options for you too. Creating and sharing notes is easy, and home security. I guess so, with advanced network video recorder features empowered by the surveillance station. That's a lot of languages to cover, but I'm just going to read the English section. It's a media server, file server, FTP server, backup server, download station, surveillance station, printer server, web server, VPN server, and enables remote access. For those interested in specs, I'm going to peer over mine again to read back what we've got inside. An Intel 2.41 GHz dual-core processor with 4 gigs of DDR3L RAM. And there she is, ready to plug into my home network. I suppose I don't need this box anymore. Actually, I still need what's inside the box, including this power cable and whatever's in this other box. Oh, a TurboNAS quick installation guide. Getting started, and more cables and screws. Only people who don't know what they're doing read instruction manuals, which is exactly why I'm going to be reading those instruction manuals after I'm done recording this video for you. On the top, there's a sticker that'll show you the sequence in which you will place your hard drives right up front inside these cages. And yes, in case you were wondering, they also sent me a couple of hard drives. 4 terabytes? 2 4-terabyte drives? Wow! You gotta understand, I grew up in an era where we didn't have hard drives, and the first hard drive I had was definitely far fewer than a gig. So, I'm going to go ahead and mount the hard drives to these cages and slide them back into the device and boot her up. And look at that! There's a cute little USB port on the front. That's really just a USB port. I don't know why I just described it as cute. On the back, there's a few more USB ports and your Ethernet holes. You know, the holes in which you stick the Ethernet cable. The hole, you know, the holes. The holes. And so help me, if you do not catch that Seinfeld reference, we can't be friends. And they weren't kidding about powering your media. Check out the HDMI port. I'm not actually going to dive into a software demo. Suffice it to say, with the web-based interface and a series of apps, you're going to be off and running within minutes after you get everything up and running for yourself. If you were looking for a super-powered media solution for your home or small office, you may want to look into QNAP's line of devices. If you decide to get one for yourself, just use our link in the video description so we'll get the credit for the referral. And we have to thank QNAP and their series of partners for supporting our community. Thank you. If you haven't yet become one of my patrons, consider it. ChrisPirillo.com has even more information, and you get tons of bonuses on a daily basis, including behind-the-scene peeks, as well as knowing what I'm going to be covering in upcoming CPU episodes. If you have any product recommendations, tech-related or not, for me to feature in CPU or TLDR or whatever, let me know. But at this point, I'm going to leave you to your own devices.